Hi Stampers, I'm Sandy Hancock and welcome to Utterly Awesome Stamping. Today I'm going to be showing you 3 different cards that you can make with this beautiful To a Wild Rose set. So let me show you where the set is in the catalog. Currently it's on page 141. The new catalog of course goes live June the 3rd and it will be in the brand new catalog too. This is a 3-step stamp set. And you'll see first we have the outline, then the detail, and then the filler. The same is true for the leaves. We've got the outline, the detail, and the filler. So let me start by just showing you how to stamp if you're going to use all the pieces. So first what I'm going to do is stamp the outline. Now as I stamp this, you won't be able to see it, but okay, let's stamp that again. Sometimes you have to get it juiced up a little bit. And you may even need to huff it. Oh, wow. Okay, much better. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it or not, but at the top of this I have a little black mark that I made with my Sharpie marker. You can just, before you mount it, just pull your stamp back and just put a little mark at the top. And that way you'll know which side to put up each time. I basically just look for the wing. Let me show you back on here again. See how there's this little wing? Okay, I just line it up that way. I look, make sure the little wing's on the left and line it up and I never have a problem. Okay, so now, next I'm gonna do the detail piece. So I'm looking for the wing, but I also put the black mark at the top. Okay, so there's my detail. I'm using Melon Mambo, by the way. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp my filler. I'm going to stamp it off one time. And then I'll hover. Okay, beautiful. So I stamped the filler off one time because I wanted a little bit more contrast. But if you want it darker, you do not have to stamp it off. So play around with it, and then the same thing is true for the leaves. So we can start with an outline. Then we're going to put the detail. I'm using Old Olive. And then if you wanted more, I generally don't do any more than that. But I would stamp it off. If you want to put the filler in it, it's just going to make it darker. It depends on what look you're going for when you're making your specific project. So anyway, 3-step stamping. And of course you're going to use the dies. They're called the Wild Rose dies. That's why you really want to get the bundle, because I don't enjoy cutting out all of the flowers and leaves individually when you can boom, 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 just cut them out so quickly. Okay, first card I'm going to show you is simple stamping. This is just paper and ink with a few rhinestones added. I am not really good at simple, so I was actually pretty proud of myself when I came up with this card. So let's get started. Okay, so just got a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock folded, and in order to make this card, I'm going to start with the greeting. The greeting is from the set. It says, "True friendship is one of God's greatest gifts." I think I better huff this. Warm up the ink a little bit. Put it right in the center. Excellent. Okay. Then I'm going to put the lid back on the Memento ink because it tends to dry out pretty quickly. Okay, now I've got this, oops, not that piece. Now I'm going to take the detail piece. So not the outline, not the filler. I've got the black mark at the top, and I'm just going to go around the card, and I'm going to add 6 stamps of this detail. Okay, now I'm going to take the detail part of the leaves, and I'm going to go right in between each one of the flowers to add some interest of green. Okay, basically I'm done. I should have had you time me. Okay, now I'm just going to add a few rhinestones, give it a little bit of a pop. So we'll put a large, I'm going to go large, medium, maybe right there, and then we'll take a little one, maybe that's going to go there, just to give it some interest. Okay, I'm finished, and I am so happy because I like this card. And it's simple, and it took less than a minute to make it. Okay, so that's card number 1. All right, card number 2. This is card number 2. Now this has, this is for a casual stamper, I guess. I mean, you could say avid or casual. Maybe it's in between. So what I did is I started the card out the same way. And I didn't feel like you needed to see me stamp that part again, so I stamped it already. So here I am, I've stamped it. Well, let me show you on this one. Okay, so I've stamped it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the dies from the Wild Rose die set, and I'm going to put it in the lower right-hand corner and cut it out just on the top part. Okay, so went to the die, whoops. Okay, went to the die machine, cut it out. Then I also cut out a melon mambo piece because this is going to be inserted. And you might be asking, well, why didn't you just put it on top? Why are you inserting it? Well, because when I get to the flower, I want the flower to be the pop. I didn't need 2 pops. So I didn't need this popped up and this popped up. But that's just me. You may want to keep it a little more simple and not do the insert and just put it on top. Okay, if you decide to do the insert, well then this is how you do it. Okay, so obviously we have to put something on the back of this or this is just going to fall right through. So what I did is I cut a piece of white cardstock that's 1/4 of an inch less. So 4 by 5 1/4. Then I'm going to take my adhesive and we're going to add it to the back of the card. And I've reminded you already that the snail is retiring, so get your refills now if you need any refills. Okay, so we've got that on the back, and then we will put some more snail on the back of the melon mambo insert, and we're just going to stick it right in there like that. Okay, so when you open the card, the person receiving this is not even going to notice probably that there's a piece added to the back. All right, so now the last thing we're going to do is put our flowers on. And let me just show you what I did. I mounted 3 flowers together that I'm going to add to this card, and here's how I did it. I stamped and cut out 1, and then I then I just cut out some blanks. And again, you might be asking, well, why don't you just use a dimensional? Well, I didn't use dimensional because I didn't want it that high. So this is a way to get height without using a dimensional. I just didn't want it that high. So I'm going to put 3 of these together. And again, I'm looking for that little wing. And when you find the little wing, then just line it up. It's so easy to put this together. Okay, so this one is already put together. So now I'm going to put some adhesive on my leaves, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back here, and I am going to cover up the true. I won't press that down yet because I want to add my leaves in. So I'm going to add a leaf at the top. I'm going to add a leaf at the bottom. Let's see. Pull that down a little bit. Okay, so now all we need to do, see, oh well, there's a little tiny curl there. I didn't get covered. Friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. Okay, let's add some rhinestones to the center. So it's got some pop to it. I'll put 3, and I'm going to use 3 of the little ones. Let's see, I don't know if I can move this a little tiny bit so that I can cover up the entire, yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. So 3 rhinestones. Friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. Card number 2. That was pretty easy. Okay, now card number 3 is going to look like this. What you may not be able to see is on this second layer, or the top layer, I ran it through the subtles folder. It adds so much to the card, and it's subtle, just like its name infers. I'm also using the ribbon border punch. That is going to be retiring. Here's what the ribbon border punch looks like. Many of you have it. I absolutely love this punch, and I am going to miss it so much. So what I did is I cut out a strip of Melon Mambo. I ran this white piece through the embossing folder, and now I'm going to add, okay, now normally what you would be looking at is this top part. That's generally what we have showing, but I'm going to be using the little scallop small part. So I'm going to put there's a rough side and a smooth side, so you want to make sure you've got the smooth side up. I'm going to lay it down and add it to my card. Okay, that looks pretty good. Make sure you add it to the card after you run it through the Big Shot, because one time I added it, then ran it through the Big Shot, and it makes an imprint. You can see the imprint of the bottom of the scallop, and it doesn't look that pretty. Okay, so now we've got this. We're going to add this to the front of the card. I know, I mean, the card is so beautiful, but really, it is so simple. Just really a simple card. Okay, straight is good. Okay, so now we've got the second piece on, and we've got the border. Now all we need to do, let me show you what I'm doing again. All I'm going to do now is add the flowers. And so again, this time I actually put 4 layers together. So I have the stamped image plus 3 extra layers because I want a big pop. And then the second one is, let me just show you how I do this because it is so simple. Okay, so you just put that. Okay, I'm looking for the wing. Like I said, we're just going to put it together. Then I'm going to add one more. So one of my flowers is going to have 3 layers. Oops, looking for the wing. And one of my flowers is going to have 3 layers. And then when it comes to the leaves, I'm simply doing just single. Okay, so now let's get our leaves. And again, I love to just look at the card that I've already made because I don't like recreating the wheel. So I'm going to go ahead, put adhesive on these so that I can lightly lay them on the card, get an idea of where they're going before I get too serious about putting them down. And then I'm leaving a little space there for a greeting. Okay, now let's put some adhesive on the leaves. And there might be a time that you would just pull off the stem if it's showing. Like on this top one, I'm just going to pull off the stem because it tends to show. So I'm going to stick that under, let it pop out kind of cute like. This one is going to go here. Let's see, kind of like that. And then the bottom one is going to come like this. Okay, I think I am pretty happy. Pretty happy. Okay, so now I'm just going to press it all down into place. So here we go. Did I just do that upside down? Seriously? I did do it upside down. Well, I can fix it. Okay, now we're going to add a greeting. Let's see. Okay, why in the world did I do that upside down? Okay, all right. I'm going to add a greeting. Don't you love this? It happens. And you can stamp on top of the subtle folder, which is good news. Then we'll put 3 rhinestones. I'm going to put a large, a medium, and a small. So it looks like on this card my border is going to be on the left. Normally I use Dotto, which is an adhesive that comes off easily. And so I'll have to see if I can get this off. If not, I'll probably just cut this and mount the whole thing on a new card so that I'm not wasting this. I absolutely love it. Okay, so let me show you some of the other colors. This is again Melon Mambo. Here's one that I've done in Real Red, which I absolutely love. Then I've done one with Daffodil Delight, and the background is Crushed Curry stamped off. And then the last one is Highland Heather. So I really don't know which one I love the best. Maybe I love the Melon Mambo the best, but I do like them all. And so I just encourage you to get this set. So again, here's this card and this card with the insert. And then just the real simple stamping one. So easy. So be sure to push the subscribe button below so that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please visit my blog, sandystamper.com. I have all of the details for these cards posted on my blog, so you want to make sure that you go by there. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to having you back next time.